Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone. All right. Just going to hang for a second, let you jump on. My name is Jody Harvilla. I'm in Fargo, North Dakota, spiritual teacher. I am also a psychic medium, clear houses, do all the fun energy things, clearings and past lives and all that kind of stuff. And we are in the midst, this is day 3 of 31 days of spirit, where each day, the month of December, I am coming on and we are talking about different subjects every day. All right. Hello, hello. Say hi to me as you jump on. I see people starting to jump on now. Hello, hello, my friends. I still don't have my regular computer, so I am having a hell of a time seeing what I'm typing. Happy Sunday. Oh, you're welcome, Alice. I'm glad you got some value out of it. That's what we want. We want you guys to get some value out of what we are doing. And anyone that comes and comments on the lives, I'm using StreamYard.com. So you have to register with StreamYard.com. Then I can see your name, or just tell me who you are in the comments. And all of you that jump on and do a comment, whether it's live or on the replays, I'm putting everyone in a big box and we are doing prize drawings. And we will be emailing out who wins the prizes and the links to the recordings on Fridays. Okay. So if you want to be included in prizes, you want to sign up through the email and make sure you get on that list, the email list. And then on Fridays, you will get the announcements who won the prizes and then also all the recordings. Okay. So you do want to do that. And we're going to have all sorts of different kinds of prizes throughout the whole month, of course. All right. I see everyone jumping on. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Hey, Miss Jolene. Good to see you, darling. And Donna and Cindy and Deb and Stephanie. Hey, Nancy. And Carla and Jen. Hello, hello, hello. All right. And just a quick little thing. If some weird person comes on saying that you should do a reading with them or asking for money for readings, things like that, that they have to tell you something, ignore them. They're not anyone that is connected to me. We just sometimes get some trolls when we're doing our lives, and I'll just block them if I see them. But otherwise, if I don't, I try to watch. But if I'm in the midst of talking about something and on a roll, then I might not see them. So you guys can report them as well. Just don't ever do that. They are not connected to us. I would never do that. All right. Hey, Miss Vicky. Yep. See, someone just jumped on here. Listen closely, chick. We are blocking you. See, my intuition must have known someone was jumping on. Okay, so this listen closely, chick, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Ignore, ignore, ignore. Okay. Yeah, scammers and haters, that just means you made it. That's right. We always say congratulations now. Let me see. Let me delete her comments. I don't give them much energy. I don't care. They're stupid. We're just going to ignore them. Yeah, it happens on all social media at this point. It doesn't really, whatever. I just kind of ignore it. I don't spend a whole lot of time on it. I just don't want you guys to click on it and have them saying, oh my God, I have this message. Send me all your money. We just don't, that's what we don't want. But again, I don't try to put too much energy into it. All right, what's everyone doing today? What's your plans? We are possibly going skiing for the first time. We don't even have any snow on the ground. It's the funniest thing. But the nice thing about our little neighborhood ski hill is they make snow, which I know sounds really funny, but they do it every year. And it helps to create the base of snow that we can all ski on. And so we're going to for sure go grab our passes and maybe take a couple runs. I don't know if it's icy. I don't like to ski when it's icy, and it was kind of foggy this morning. So I'm making Eli and his girlfriend, or Eli and his girlfriend, no, Foster and his girlfriend go first. And I'm like, yeah, just tell me if it's icy. Because I don't want to hurt myself. I'm a very slow skier. It's pretty funny. My family kind of laughs at me because I don't want to hurt myself. So I am a little bit slow for them, but I don't care. I still have a good time. Laundry, I know. We should probably stay home and do some laundry. Keaton ended up with COVID last week and he's doing fine, but he slept upstairs in his old room, and I'm like, I need to disinfect that whole room now. And we just haven't wanted to go in there because I don't want to. So we really should be staying home doing some cleaning, but that's right. Fun comes first. Going to our granddaughter's Christmas program. That's always fun. Nope, Gail, it sure wasn't. So Gail is saying, was the first email day one meant to be completely blank? Blank meaning no videos, or was like there no words on it? Can you send that, like forward it to me? It showed up on my side, because I always get the test emails. But tell me what you mean by that, Gail. Because nope. It is a little slippery. I know, I was out this morning too. Making some Christmas gifts, cleaning up the house and laundry. Rachel's doing her pendants. We love her pendants. Yeah, the Northern Lights, you guys, were amazing the other night. So I have found, Eli was kind of teasing me because he goes, your Northern Light hunt is similar to my hunting hunt. And he's like, you get just like I do when you're going for Northern Lights. And I have an Aurora app. I think it's called Aurora. And I have no idea how to read it. But I know when certain numbers get high enough and I see enough red that I know the Northern Lights are going to come out. And I knew that for a couple of days, because you can really only get the Northern Lights announcements within like 24 to 48 hours. It's not something they can predict too far ahead. And I just knew there's just something about Friday night. I was like, Eli, we got to go out Friday night. And I went out Thursday night because the numbers were high Thursday night, but I didn't see them. But they ended up coming out on, it would have been Saturday morning, which I thought that was interesting because you never quite know when they're going to come out. And so we went out early because it just kept the scale kept going up on my phone. And I was like, we got to go. And so I made him jump in the car and we went out north, and the colors don't necessarily show up with your eyeballs. It's really similar to energy, is like, they're there because it's kind of this misty energy. And then when you take pictures, that's when you get all those amazing colors. But we saw the green, and it's kind of like a misty green, but we both, Eli goes, I don't know, I think I'm looking at your pictures too much because I think I saw red. And then I jumped out of the car again and I was looking up and I'm like, I think I see red too. And it was super faint, but they were really strong and kind of dancing around for a little bit, not like they do in Alaska and some other places, but it was such a fun show. Even Eli was excited and he gets kind of bored waiting for him, but it was very, very, very cool. And I have not seen the red show up in pictures. For me, when we take pictures, usually it's the green. So I really am having a good time watching for Northern Lights. I've been chasing them since last spring. All right. Oh, Megan, that sounds amazing. She's cooking. Okay, so how many of you tend to see repeating numbers? How many of you see repeating numbers in your day? Maybe you always look at the clock at the same time. Maybe you see license plates with repeating numbers. What the heck, Lori? I'm waving my wand, Lori. The rest of you can hear me though. Yes. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So one of the fun things is with the repeating numbers. So how I learned about them is they are angel numbers. That's how I learned about them. So when I see numbers, I typically will just be like, hey, angels, like, whether it's my spirit team or whether it's the angels or whatever it is. But to me, they're angel numbers. That's just kind of what I think of them. And what's really fun about them is a lot of times they can be a hello from the angels. They can be a validation for some people. They can be a almost like an assurance, like you're on the right path kind of thing. When I start to see a lot of numbers, and that was something when I started asking my angels and my spirit team, when I started asking to see them more, I would just say in the morning, I'd be like, all right, you know what, spirit team, I don't know who's on my team. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you are, but just show me that you're around. Just show me that you're around today, tomorrow, and on. And that's how I started. And then what I noticed was that I kept getting the same numbers every day, whether it was looking at the clock, seeing it out in the world, seeing a meme on Facebook or something. And to me, they just became part of the way my team talks to me, or the angels talk to me. And I loved that. There was something about that I loved. And I had this memory when I was a kid and I would get anxious, I would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would do it all the time. And it was just something that would help me just calm down. And I really feel like as a child, I was connecting with my angels and I just didn't know it. And so I really, really like angel numbers. I think they're super fun. I think they're easy. I think they're easy to learn. We are going to send out a PDF to all of you on Friday that are signed up for the email list. That is kind of a little cheater PDF on just some general meanings of what those repeated numbers are. But here's what I would encourage you to do is if you start to see the same repeating numbers, I would actually pay attention to how you're feeling, what you're thinking about, what your intuition is saying those numbers mean for you. Like we can always give you the basic answers or the basic meanings, but I also think it's important to have your own dictionary of what spirit says to you and how they say it to you. Because what it means to me might be different for you, but I would never want you to take my meaning over something that you're like, nah, it really means this to me. Then you should take on that. Does that make sense? Okay, let me see what you're saying over here. Yep, lots of you see them. Yep, all the time. I know, I see them all the time too. Not every day, but occasionally. That's all right. And you can ask to see more. Every time I look at the clock. Lindsay said, I haven't really noticed any repeating numbers. So keep an eye on that. Now that we're talking about it, Lindsay, they might show up a little bit. I wake up often. Like that's great example, Zaina. She wakes up at 3:20, which is her mom's birthday. Perfect. Yep, Kathy, she goes, I just looked at the clock. It's 11:11. Right here, it's 12:12, but yes. Often I see him after I've wondered if I'm on the right track. All right, let me get rid of this person. I don't know what that is. Hold on. There we go. Physics, Readry, we're getting rid of you. Goodbye. Popular today. All right. Yes, add an intention to start noticing them. Kimberly says, my brother's basketball number was 42 and he passed. And so she says 42 almost every day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so I see, I tend to see 1111 and 111 a lot. And when I see that, to me, it's like, make sure you're watching your thoughts. I actually have alarms on my phone set for 1111 and 111. And if I don't have my phone or something, or I'm out and about, I always know what time it is because I know when it's 1111 or 111 because I've kind of trained myself to pay attention to that. And one of the reasons I train myself to pay attention to that is because my brain can take its take its thoughts and it can twist them up and go all over the place. And so I like to remind myself to stay focused, especially on the good things. When I see 555, that often means some changes coming up. I used to be kind of scared of that number. I'd be like, oh shit, now what? Because my head always went into change equals bad. And that's so not true. Change often is some of the best things that can happen to you. And so it actually helped me do some healing for myself and kind of where my mindset was, because I was like, why does change need to mean that it's a bad thing? Change often means like I'm upscaling my business or something my relationships are going to change for the better. My clients are going to change for the better, like whatever it might be. And so pay attention to those things too, because sometimes it can bring that energy up so that you can look at it. You can create a different story around it. You can create a different experience around it. I also see 888 is a great abundance number. So a lot of us will put 888 in our offices somewhere, under our computers, under our desks, because it's a beautiful, auspicious number, and it brings in that abundance and wealth and all that kind of great money energy. So a lot of times when I'm working on taxes, when I am launching classes or doing different things, it's super funny because I'll see 888 a lot. I see 999. That's usually when something is ending. Or you're finishing up your completion of something. A lot of times when I'm working with real estate agents, I'll tell them to have the house that they're trying to sell. I'll try to get them to get that asking price to add up to a number 9. And that's a great way to release it back into the universe so that someone can come and scoop it up and buy it from them. And so there's lots of different ways to play with the numbers. And I think there's a lot of different ways, like numerology is super amazing, super amazing. So my friend Wes Hamilton, he is an amazing numerologist. I've known him for years. He was actually one of my first spiritual teachers. He got me into meditation and numerology and all that stuff. And I know a tiny bit about numerology, just kind of walk my way around it. I'm definitely not the one to ask. But Wes Hamilton is amazing. He does readings and all that kind of good stuff. But he taught me a lot about numbers. And then Sunny Dawn Johnson, she's really into numbers as well. She uses our birth dates to kind of get into the readings of people. And so numbers really work for her too. And so when I'm looking at numbers, they will pop out to me if it's like the right pricing for a class, or the right date to plan a class or to plan a trip or something. When I look at my calendar, the dates kind of stand out to me. And what I noticed in the last couple of years, because I have a big wall calendar that I use, and when I'm trying to plan a trip or I'm trying to plan a class or whatever, I just kind of stare at the calendar a little bit, and then all of a sudden a date will pop out. And then when I look to see what's going on that date, it's either a full moon, a new moon, maybe it's Mercury in retrograde, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, that is really funny. My intuition absolutely tunes into that energy. I just didn't realize it was doing it until I started to pay attention. So numbers are all hold a different frequency. And I think it's really fun for people to start to pay attention to the numbers that they see. Like a lot of times, if you see your birth date, it's a reminder of who you are. And it's a reminder to be like, don't forget who you are. Like, stand in your power, stand in who you are. A lot of people will see deceased loved ones, their birthdays. Sometimes they'll send them certain numbers that mean certain things, like the jersey. So I think numbers can be a really almost easy way for spirit to connect with us, but you got to pay attention. And not everyone pays attention to the numbers. So I would start paying attention. Sometimes you'll get a number, like maybe you wake up at like 4:34 every morning and you're like, I have no idea what that number means. I would Google the spiritual meaning or the angel number 434 and just see what shows up online and take the message that connects with you the most. Okay. Aaron said, I've been seeing so many angel numbers in the last month. Love it. Probably means you're moving. You're moving somewhere. You're doing something. Some energy is moving. Jennifer said, it's so crazy how numerology can tell you so much about yourself. Yep, it really was. It's super funny. Yeah, numerology was a big introduction to for me into all of this spiritual work, and I really loved that when I asked my spirit team to connect with me and just show me that they're around. One of the biggest things, like when I start seeing repeating numbers a lot, like maybe I haven't seen them for a while and then I start seeing them again, I'm like paying attention to what am I thinking about? What am I talking about? What am I teaching about? What is going on in my life, because they're validating something for me. And then that helps me realize when I see this number, it's typically connected to this. When I see this number, it typically means this is going on. So I actually really use numbers daily for different touchstones for me, for my mindset, for how I'm feeling energetically, for what's going on in the world, like all the different things. Okay. Alyssa said, I love that you said moving. My husband and I were overwhelmed with 1111 for the year leading up to our move. See? Yep. Joe loves 222. Yep. And like for me, 222 is all about relationships. And for other people, it means other different things. And so, like I said, we're going to send you this PDF, and it's kind of our little cheat sheet on angel numbers. But I really want you to take some time between now and Friday and kind of write down all the numbers that you see and then what they might mean to you. And just start asking yourself, I wonder what that number means to me. Why am I seeing it repeatedly? Usually it's because you're seeing it 3 or more times. If it's just a random number, it might just be a random number. But if you start to see it all the time, like spend some time with it, like sit with the energy of it. I wonder what this means. I wonder what this is about. I wonder what the message is. And start to use your intuition and start to use your spirit so you can start communicating with the universe a little easier. Okay. Yep. 555. A lot of change is coming. Oh, look at that, Pam. She's like, our vacation is planned with the arrival on the 8th. Love it. Aaron has 1111, 333, 444. To me, 444 is one of my favorites because it's angels all around. That's what it means for me. Is the angels are surrounding me, they're supporting me, they're all around me. So a lot of times if I'm driving around town, I'll see 444 all over the place. I love when people have license plate with angel numbers on it and they have no idea that they do. I think that's hilarious. I'm like, do you know how big you're like, this is a cool license plate? And they're like, oh, I never thought of it. And I'm like, oh, like all of the spiritual people are like dying because you have like 888 on your license plate. I have another woman, her address, I think her address is 444 something. And I'm like, oh my God, your address is like super magical. So I love when I see stuff like that. I think it's really fun. Donna said, I'm always looking up angel numbers. I do know it does. The app I used to use no longer works, which is too bad because it was my favorite. But I do know they have some different apps with angel numbers, so you can look them up on your phone. I don't have a current one because I just kind of know in my mind what they mean for me now. But I know there's some apps that you can get. I know there's some little books that you can have like in your purse and stuff. I know that, yep, Deb said Kyle Gray has a wonderful book on angel numbers. And angel numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I think that's a really cool number to see because it's all about you're on your path, things are lining up, keep going in the direction that you're going. So there's a lot of different things you guys can do with angel numbers. What questions do you have? Any questions around those pieces? I'm trying to think of the app I used to use. Doreen Virtue used to have a lot of really fun angel number stuff, but she kind of went a little bit in a different direction. So I don't think hers is available anymore, but that was one of my favorites. But we'll give you a little PDF on Friday. Those of you that are signed up for the emails. Oh, I was going to look. Hold on a second. Let me check something real quick. Okay. All right. I just wanted to see what we were doing tomorrow. All right. Any questions on angel numbers? So your homework is just to watch what repeated numbers show up for you this week. Okay. What repeated numbers, and sit with yourself and start to think about like, oh, I wonder what that number means to me. could be a hello from heaven. It could be just a validation for you. It could be just the energy trying to get your attention. So pay attention to that. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the 5 clairs, which I love to talk about. I really like to talk about because people aren't always aware, if they're just stepping in, what the clairs are. And the clairs are like, some people see spirit, some people hear spirit, some people feel spirit. So we're going to go a little bit more into that piece, and we'll have some fun with that piece. Yep, got to sit with it a little bit, Selma. And I did put the link up for you guys to sign up. It's also all over my Facebook wall. You can sure get it there. It'll be in my weekly emails and things like that as well. Okay. Oh, Nancy says, I always count 1, 2, 3, 4 when I'm holding a yoga position. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, friends, that is what I have. I know we're doing a little bit shorter today, but that is what I have for the angel numbers. I want you to go out, ask your team every morning and just say, hey, show me some signs that you're with me. And then just pay attention to what keeps coming up and what keeps repeating. And then you can start to understand your spirit language, because I do think everyone has an individual spirit language, but you got to start paying attention. Okay. All right, friends, I'm going to head out and go skiing. You guys have a great Sunday with all the fun things that you're doing. Watch for the angel numbers today. If we get out there enough and I'm not going to fall and hurt myself, then I will try to do a live from the ski hill. I don't know if I can do it when I'm actually skiing. I tried one time and I was like, it's not a good idea for me. So I'll make Eli do a video. And we will post that later so you guys can see our fun little hill. We have a great little neighborhood hill. It's only about 45 minutes. So we're going to be outside today because it's really nice out. The energy and the weather has been beautiful here. Cold, but still nice. There's no snow on the ground. So we're going to go enjoy it. All right, guys, have a great Sunday. And I will see you tomorrow, Monday at noon Central. Okay. All right, friends. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.